Well, it's early in the morning, grab a cup and tune on in. Robert and Dave got that southern charm, let the laughter begin. From the morning funny to Maga Minute, ain't no better way to start your day the southern way, with a little joke and pray. We're just southern folks talking southern things, front porch swinging where the church bells rang. From Mama Said to Hump Day News, we keep it real with down-home views. Sunday morning in the Word, get that gospel flow. Prayer time calls, so let's let our troubles go. Come Monday night, Mama Said is bringing the truth, and when it's night talk with Dave, man, you know it's getting loose. We're just southern folks talking southern things, stories and sports where the good times hang. From SFP News to I Remember That, we tell it like it is, and that's a fact. Got our veteran of the week, gotta show our pride. Pets of the week, bringing love worldwide. Talking paranormal, digging true crime. Southern fried stories all the dang time. So pull up a chair, y'all, and stay a while. Ain't nothing like that southern style. From the morning show to the soundstage band, it's SFP Live, won't you give them a hand? So pull up a chair, y'all, and stay a while. Ain't nothing like that southern style. From the morning show to the soundstage band, it's SFP Live, won't you give them a hand?
And hello. We are live. The Southern Fried Racing Hour. I'm Dave.
I'm Dean.
That's Dean. We are glad to be here, Dean. We've both been sick.
Oh, yes.
We've had a lot going on. We did our one show. Thanks for everybody coming in to the stream. Feel free to chat. We're going to catch up a little bit on some races that we've missed. Being on here, we didn't miss them. We got to watch them. I see, Dean, you got your racing shirt on. I like it.
I'm ready.
Is that a Dale Earnhardt racing shirt?
No, it's for the movie Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby, okay. Well, we could be Ricky Bobby, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, at Southern Fried, we like to talk about sports. We do baseball, football, and we do racing. And so for the race season, we're going to be on here. So start out the show. I just want to, some of you may be new. And so we are the Southern Fried Podcast in the Cornbread Nation. I'm Dave in the AM. That's what I'm known as on here. Rob Blevins, my usual co-host, but for this show, it is Dean, and we're glad to have him. Start out with saying pray for our nation and pray for me. It's been a rough week.
Pray for me, too.
Yeah, pray for Dean, too. It's been a rough week for me, and God knows the need. I'm going to tell you, it's been rough. Had some family emergency stuff going on, and then I had a tooth. I tried to eat, tooth fell out. I got to go to the dentist. So if you see a tooth missing, I can't help it. It'll be okay. It's been that kind of week. We got some big news going on at the Southern Fried Podcast. First of all, we've been announcing on the last two shows, we do not even have the graphics yet from Patriot Mobile, but Patriot Mobile has brought us on as an affiliate, and we are super, super duper. It's okay to say that. Sounds like a cartoon, right?
I think so, yeah.
Super duper, but I'm okay saying it.
I like that.
we're excited. If you can't tell, it's been months in the making. We didn't think we were going to get in, and we're in, and we're so excited. Again, Mammoth Nation, you saw the ad. Dubby, these are our affiliates, and now Patriot Mobile. And Patriot Mobile and Mammoth Nation, they are, America first. They are America first, and they promote wholesome values for the country, and they're faith-based, and they support American businesses who have those same values and principles. You're going to be seeing a lot more about this. You can save money with Patriot Mobile, and you know how these phone companies are jacking you up, and this is a way to do that. And I will be switching myself. I've just been trying to run out of contract, and they're going to help me with that. And so we have other news before we get into the show. Just started the process today of our. We will have a website sometime next week. It may not be quite finished till the week after. We will have a website. We'll house all of our streams. You'll have links to them. We'll be able to hopefully have a running embed of all the live shows and the recorded shows that we can play in a loop around the clock at the website. So if you miss something, you can go back through a particular stream, but you can also just go to the website. It's going to be the home base. That'll have all of our affiliate information. It will have newsletter capabilities, all that stuff that we can link off of. So I know for those listening, that might not be the most exciting to you, but it is a benefit to you because it's going to help you find things easier, quicker, share it out. We thank you for your support. We are less than a year old. Our year anniversary is Memorial Day. It's not that far away. We're going to have a special celebration for Memorial Day. As always, that's something we're always going to spend time with anyway. But we're thankful to be here. And we are hopefully we're really hoping that with some of the folks that we're linking up with, we've got some people that are helping us, we're helping them, and it's what it's all about. Patriots helping patriots. In fact, that's going to be part of our tagline with Patriot Mobile. So a lot of stuff coming there. Dean, you come along at the right time because it's all coming together, and I'm so happy you're here. Thank you to those that are on Instagram. Thank you to those that are listening through other streams, whether that's an audio site or whether that's through video. And you can always watch these later if you want to. I hope you're a race fan. We're fans, and we're going to talk about racing. Of course, we've missed some races, and I think Dean's got a list of stuff over here he wants to kind of cover. We've had controversy.
Oh, yeah.
We've had, wrecks. That's racing. Rubbing is racing.
Yes,
Sometimes leads to wrecks. So we've had, hey, Lewis, how you doing, buddy? And we appreciate you being here. Oh, you're a somewhat race fan. Well, that's okay, man. We're going to make you a bigger race fan. So we appreciate you being here. It's the Dave and Dean Show. There's been an announcer making comments about suspensions for certain drivers. There's been tire issues. I mean, it's a lot going on. It's racing. So I really enjoyed. I want to start off tonight. I'm going to, good. I'm glad you're okay, Lewis. I want to get it over to the road course that they did where they shortened the track by a mile, I think it was.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not usually a big fan of road racing. I watch them, but it's not my favorite. This race, different. That turn they do on that first turn.
I saw that.
Oh my gosh. They're like 5 wide, and they're trying to squeeze in and get turned on the very first lap. Wasn't that your boy got hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
He got took out.
He got took out. Who's your driver?
Chase
Elliott. And so you have to, there's rules about the S curves, and you can't go below certain things.
Yes.
But that was a fun race where anybody could have won late in that race.
I saw the previews of it. I had to work that Sunday.
You did have to work, that's right.
But I saw the previews of it, and it was fascinating.
It really was. And again, I'm not usually a fan of those. I like small tracks. I like mid-size. I like super speedways the most, obviously, for me. But the road courses, I'm just not usually a fan. But that one's different. They've really juiced that thing up, and that's really cool. So where do you want to go first, Dean? I just wanted to say that about that race. We're going to talk about some of the drivers and stuff. And
the most important thing on my mind right now, 3 wins for Christopher Bell.
Yeah, I mean, these young drivers have been coming along. These cycles come along where you get the aging veterans,
Yeah.
and they're on the backside of their career. You get these young drivers, and it seemed there at one time that you didn't know if you always wonder, are you going to be able to replace that kind of talent with that kind of talent? And these two young drivers, really three young drivers have come along, but 3 races already in this season. He's putting a stamp.
Oh, he is. I mean, I never thought he would do it. I mean, this
Amazing.
is his best year so far.
Yeah, amazing. Awesome. I mean, just hard driving, overcoming some stuff, sometimes get shuffled back in the pack, and has been able to stay near the top because he's got good equipment, and has pulled it home 3 out of the 4 races. Wow.
He just blew me away. I mean, 3 wins as of Sunday.
3 wins.
And he'll be looking at 4 wins Sunday if he could pull it off.
That's amazing. So he won one, then lost one, right? And then he won 2 in a row.
He didn't win the 500.
Okay, then that's right. He
won the road
he
course.
won the next 3 in a row. So
and he won for 2 weeks now.
wow, amazing. This start off by these young drivers, and some of the stars hadn't really showed up yet.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Now I will say at the road course, I thought for the first time in over 50 races that your second favorite driver, right?
I don't know if I'm a second yet.
I mean, you're talking about we're talking about he's either the most loved or the most hated.
Oh, he is. He is.
And what's his name? You love him, don't you?
Denny Hamlin?
No, not it's Denny. I thought you probably didn't care for Burton more than
Burton. He's old school.
He's old school. But he made a hard charge at the end and really raced hard, but he wore the car out.
Oh, he did.
But these young guys, they've been doing it and bringing it. And but some of the stars like Chase Elliott, he's came back up, but Austin Dillon, not a good start.
No.
Just some of those names that you used to seeing up there. Jimmy Johnson had a strong showing in the 1 race.
Oh, he did.
But outside of that, a lot of those drivers are what I would call the younger drivers to early, of course, on the road course, you're going to get some of those road course drivers that do better, but like Tyler Reddick, he's always a strong driver.
Oh,
up
he
there.
is.
And he's been right there. He just ain't been able to quite get there yet in the racing, but he has been making improvements, and staying solid every week. But it has been up and down and back and forth.
That race Sunday, it got down to the very end. It's either got to be Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, or Bell.
Yeah.
And when Bell come in and he won it, I was really beside myself.
Yeah. Larson's another one that he's usually at the top. He's starting to get there, and good equipment and a good race car driver is going to, okay, Lewis, we'll go make that dinner, brother. Bring us something. But he is, if you got good equipment, you're a good driver, and you got a good crew chief and all that, and a good pit crew, you're going to rise to the top, and that's what these drivers are going to do. But again, it's an unusual start to the season.
It is. It really is.
And we'll just have to see where this goes. But it's been exciting. The racing has been good. I always hate a race when it seems like it's over halfway through.
Oh, yes.
And that's not been the case.
It hadn't been so far. It hadn't been that way. It's been very, very exciting.
It has been. I mean, like all the way down to the last. And there's been some cautions late.
Yes.
And so, they had the restarts. But except for a couple things, the young drivers, this is what I'm impressed with, Dean. They're not crashing each other out.
They ain't.
So there's some other guys that are.
Oh, yeah.
But these young guns at the top, in fact, in the road course, one of them could have dumped. But he said, one of the drivers said, he's always raced me clean, and I'm not going to do it. And
I remember that.
Yeah, and I don't know that I don't know that Dale Earnhardt would have said that.
He wouldn't have. He wouldn't have.
I don't think that Ernie Irvin would have said that back in the day. He maybe Bill Elliott. Maybe
Bill Elliott, yeah, I could see him saying that.
Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. He would have said, I ran him clean. He raced me clean. I raced him clean. But they are trying to do it just on pure racing and not trying to. I mean, they'll get a fender up there and they'll rub a little bit, but they're not taking them out.
Oh no, you could come up behind somebody and just tap them.
Yeah,
and move out of the way, and it won't wreck them hardly.
I have a lot of respect for that. But even the Wood brothers, their driver has been racing really strong, and of course they're using some really good engines and stuff. I mean,
Yeah, they are.
They're buying those. The Penske, I think that's the Penske race engine and stuff.
Yes.
They've been able to hang in the top 15 pretty much most of the races, so you can see that it's making a difference for them as these races are going on.
Josh Berry is a good driver for the Wood brothers.
He is a good racer. I like him, and I like the Wood brothers.
I thought Wood brothers were going to come in. I mean, if they come in, it would be the 101st win for Wood brothers.
I mean, that's a family-ran race team.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd like to see them do good. I don't know. I'm old. I go way back. I told you in the first show, I go way back to some of these guys, and some of the guys that I rooted for, the Wood brothers, they go back all the way that far.
I mean, yeah, they do.
50. I think it's 56 years of racing or something like that they've been involved with.
I think it is. Yes.
So that's amazing, and I like that. And I don't believe you should get credit just because you've been around so long to win. You got to win it. But they're putting the product on. I hate it when a team just kind of limps along on their name, but they don't really put the money in there. I like to see them go for it and try to win. And so we're kind of seeing that. Anything else? I know you had a couple of notes you wanted to go over. We won't take time to do that.
I mean, after the road course, they fined Austin Cindric, fined him $50,000.
Yes, they did.
Plus 50 points.
Yes. And one of the announcers has called on him to be suspended for a race, basically saying, I'm paraphrasing, they don't learn unless you penalize them and don't let them race. But they said they're not going to do that.
I, in a way, I was on the fence post. I was either, suspend him, he'll learn his lesson, but then took money away and points away.
I mean, the points hurt.
Oh, yes.
You need the points. They can't say that don't hurt.
It does hurt.
For the driver not to be able to race is the ultimate penalty because they want to race. Points, of course, it bothers them, but they're still getting to race. And they feel like, well, I can make them up, or at least, somewhat. The owner gets mad because, they and the crew chiefs. But, I would say right now he's on a short leash.
Yeah.
If he don't clean it up, he will get that suspension.
He will get suspended, but if you get suspended, your sponsors will lose money.
Yeah.
You're going to lose some money.
Yeah, they'll have to put somebody else in the car. It disrupts everything. And so, it's like being injured or something, except you're just not hurt. You just can't race.
Right.
So
that car sits out a race.
I think he will clean it up a little bit. My understanding is this is not his first go around.
It ain't his first rodeo. He's done it before. And he better do it again.
So we'll see what they do as they go further into this. But do you like Cindric? Are you a fan of his?
I like Cindric. I'm not no fan of his, but I like him.
Okay.
He's a dirty racer when he needs to be.
Depends on what side of the track you're on, I guess.
Exactly.
They call you a dirty racer or not. But yeah, I know in the road race when one of the drivers got took out and he called into his crew chief to find out if it was as dirty as it seemed to him, and he said yes.
Yeah.
He said, okay, I just wanted to make sure before I get him back.
Oh, his time's coming.
He didn't get him that race.
No.
But that's coming up. That is absolutely coming up. What else you got, brother?
The tire option. That Sunday was a good tire option.
It was.
You had the red tires that was the soft tires. You had the black rim tires that was the hard tires.
And
I think the red tires held up better.
Yeah, and when they put the soft tires on, they were able to put past cars and move up near the front. So people were trying to time that out, save a set for the end, last few laps, last 30, 40, whatever, late 50 laps, and then have some in the race when they needed them to move up and get going. Bubba Wallace had a good race the last race. He's been racing really well this
He's been
year.
coming up.
And one of the things that they were most impressed with Bubba, I'll be honest with you, I don't dislike him. I don't like the way he's acted.
That's me.
And but he has, I think, matured a little bit now.
He has. He really has.
And in the last race when he didn't win and there was some areas where he could have criticized, which he's been known for.
Oh, yes.
He's been known to put people down, even on his own team.
Oh, he has. He has. He has.
He didn't do that this time.
No, he didn't. No.
And that's a wise move. Nobody wants to get criticized that's on the team.
No.
You do that behind the scenes. You say, hey, look, you didn't do this right. I mean, like if your pit crew messes up, you deal with that.
Behind the cameras.
Yeah, behind the cameras. And you know what? They're not trying to mess up, but you got to get it right. There's a lot riding on it. But you don't get on the radio and start bashing your team. And he's done that before.
Oh, yeah.
As well as other things we're not going to talk about.
No.
Because it's too controversial.
Right.
But I think anybody that knows racing that's listening, you know what we're talking about. So that was my problems with him.
Mine too.
But he is a good race car driver.
He is.
Some fans in the online chats rip him and say he's overrated and he's not any good. He's showing that he's a good driver.
I mean, he's showing himself this year. He's showing he can really drive that car.
There has been times he has over raced the car.
Oh, he has.
And he's wrecked and he's blamed the crew and it was really his fault. But he's learning. And he's shown me something this year that he's going to be better.
Oh, yes.
Than he has been. So
well, really, the whole team has. Because you look at Tyler Reddick, his teammate.
Yeah.
He's really come up in that team.
I'll tell you the driver that I felt bad for was Logano. Logano, I know you're not a Logano fan.
I like Logano. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I don't like him. I like him. I like his attitude sometimes.
Yeah, he is known as that, but I don't mean in that way. I mean in the he led so many laps in one of the races, and at the end he just couldn't hold them off.
He couldn't.
He had run the car down, and he just couldn't overcome that. But again, he's going to be there at the end. Your Logano's, your Lawsons, and Denny Hamlin you mentioned. I mean, and what about Brad Keselowski?
Where's he at?
This guy has not showed up yet. He had the one race where he had to go back to the back. He's done pretty good about coming up through the pack, but it's not translated to be in competition for the win.
I'm not seeing him come up. He's been in the back of the pack every time.
Most time there was one race where he did make some moves up, but it didn't last.
It didn't last.
It did not last.
You're talking about Joey. Joey made those tires sound good. Coming up and staying up front.
Yeah.
Joey really knew what he was doing. But then after the tires wore off, he started going backward.
Yeah, well that happens. So they overdrive it, and next thing you know, they can't hold these guys off. And I mean, the competition's really stiff. When you think about these super race teams, Joe Gibbs Racing, the Penske guys, and others that are out there, they're pouring all this money in, that the teams are going to be good. And
yeah, they are.
It's really hard for the single race car teams. It's you don't want to be that, or even the two race car teams. It's kind of hard for them to make it.
But with the car they got nowadays, with this new car, this GN7 car, it's made it easy for everybody. It's made the playing field a lot level.
It has. I mean, when you look at the top 10, you're seeing the Fords and Chevys and Toyotas. It's a good mix. It's a good mix. I think on some courses it may show up a little bit more, but for the most part, I think it's going to be okay. It's going to be good for that. Even though the Chevy Camaro, there's no Camaro anymore, but
no, they ain't.
Some people talk about that like, well, there's no Camaro. But that's racing. You know what?
It's racing, right?
People don't care. They just like to watch the race. As long as it's got the bow tie on the front, they don't care. You know, and that's what it's all about. I know Toyota's made big moves, but people like to talk Ford, Chevy. I mean, and if I'd ask you, what you a fan of? What is it, Toyota, Ford, or Chevy?
I like Toyotas, but
Okay.
I'm a more of a Chevrolet fan.
Okay, well, you got your boy Chase. I mean,
Yes.
so good racing. What about some races, and there's NASCAR's still struggling for attendance.
Yes, yes.
I looked into the stands. Some have been better than others, but it's not back to where it was.
It would never be like that.
It
It
may
don't
never be.
matter what they do, it would never be like it used to be.
There are people. We mentioned this in the first show that quit racing and said, "I'm not going back," because they didn't like things that NASCAR did, and they didn't like the way they changed the with some people didn't like the stages even. Do you like the stages in the race?
I'm half and half. I'm still half and half. In
Yeah.
a way I do, in a way I don't.
Well, I would say if Chase Elliott was out front,
Oh, yeah, I would like it then.
well, would you like it to be everybody have to come in if he's smoking everybody? I mean, I think that's kind of what it is. If you're doing good, do you really want the stage to come? Because then you got to get in and out of the pits right, and then everybody gets able to upgrade their tires and all that and make adjustments, and they come back out, and you might not be first, which has happened. I'll also say this, and I want to come back to the attendance. Some of the racetracks, I don't like that super long pit road.
No, I don't either. But
It takes too long to get back.
you talk about the stage racing. You get the points. You get enough stage points, in your pocket.
Yeah.
You got a good safety net.
And some of the guys have stayed out and said, you know what, I'm up here. I'm going to go ahead and get me some points. And even though it will shuffle them back, because then they're still going to have to come in, they choose to get the stage points instead of coming in with everybody. So it's all a chess match, and NASCAR always has been, about how the fuel, your tires, and when do you come in, and how do you set up for the stage and everything. But I would say that overall, they would like. I'm sure they would like attendance to be better, because that's people buying the shirts, the hats,
Yes.
the snacks, and all that stuff. Which that's the track making money there. I would say they'd want the stands to be fuller.
I would too.
I mean, there was a time where you couldn't get Bristol tickets. You were on a waiting list that was like waiting on Green Bay Packers tickets.
You're right. Oh, it was. You
But
was like 2 years in advance.
Yeah, and I've known people who's been able to get tickets 2 weeks before the race.
Yeah.
Because it's not
It ain't.
the crowd anymore, and it's not the same for them to be able to do that. I mean, the people who have a lot of money that travel in the RVs and stuff, I'd say a lot of them are, they're still making that journey. But some of them did stop over the years and quit going to some of these racetracks because they were mad at decisions that NASCAR made. But I would just say overall, I think NASCAR is stoked
It is.
about what is occurring right now with the season.
Yeah.
And, even though there's been a couple of small things, that's more driver related, and everybody's always going to judge NASCAR whether they did too much or too little or whatever. But overall, the product on the track has been solid. The interaction between NASCAR and the teams, although I will say, who was it that dipped just slightly below the line Sunday? Was that Logano? Was that
I think it was
a little bit of the tire? And,
Yes,
he
yes.
was fired up, because before you hit the start line, you can't dip below the yellow line.
Yeah.
And he did a little bit, and then
Just a tire.
oh man, and there was even disagreement among the announcers.
It was.
One of them said, "Well, that ain't no penalty," and the other one said, "Oh, that's a good call."
There's moves that NASCAR makes I don't agree with.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you on that one. I thought it was ticky.
It was picky.
Because it's split second.
Well, it's like Daytona, Talladega, and if not Atlanta. You go below the yellow line, you're going to get penalized if you move yourself forward.
Yeah. And, there are odd rules. I mean, the road course had those odd rules around the S curves. You couldn't You had to set up right or you mess yourself up, and they had that little penalty, like a penalty box, so they had to go in there and stop and then start again. That was interesting. And then you have some you can't dip below the yellow line right before the start. And so you have to pay attention to all those things. They go over all that stuff for the drivers, but man, racing is racing. You're going, wide open. And I mean, it's a blur.
It is a blur.
You have to really, and I know they're really good at what they do, but let's be honest, going that fast, that would be so hard to calculate. And you're trying to get an edge. It's like in football, it's a defensive lineman trying to get a start on a snap.
Right, it is.
It's so close. And sometimes it's going to seem like they started early and they don't get called, and other times they're going to call it.
It's like you tell the quarterback, don't run, walk.
So there is that. Hey, folks, we're going to take a quick break and run a commercial, and we'll be right back. Dean, I'm having fun. I hope you are.
Too. Oh, yes.
And folks, stay with us. We'll be right back. Southern Fried Racing Hour. It is so cool. I'm so glad we're back together. Dave and Dean. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, Dave in the AM here with the Southern Fried Podcast and the Cornbread Nation. For many weeks now, me and Rob have been telling you about our affiliation with Dubby Energy Drinks. I've been drinking some of them on the show, and I just got in today the powder version, and this is the Pond Blom version of this. And hey, I tell you that it gives you the focus and the energy without the jitters or the crash. There's no sugars, no fillers, no artificial dyes. So get you some Dubby today. Use the promo code Southern Fried, and you'll get 10% off each and every order. Not only can you get the energy drinks, but you can also get some cool merch items. In fact, soon we're going to have a hat to show you as an example of some of those things. There's shirts and other things you can get as well as containers to mix up the powder and the water into that you can carry with you. We appreciate your support of the Southern Fried Podcast and also of Dubby Energy Drinks. We'll see you again soon. Take care. This is David the AM with the Southern Fried Podcast. We are now an affiliate of Podbean. Podbean is an audio platform which helps you get your voice out there. You can go online and go live from your very phone that you use. You don't have to have a lot of special equipment. It's nice to have a studio, but it's expensive. You can do those things from your phone. Hey, I was a listener of Podbean before I even became a podcaster. Maybe you've thought about being one. There was a time when I didn't think about being a podcaster, but think about it. You've got things to share. It could be as simple as baking, or it could be working on a car. The stories are endless that you could come up with to be a podcaster. And there are people out there that want to listen and to your stories and to your shows. And we're thankful for all those that watch and listen to us. Podbean is now an affiliate of the Southern Fried Podcast. Unless you're a business plan, that would be the bottom one. The one on top, use that. You'll get discounts. And also the Southern Fried Podcast benefits in this as well. I love Podbean. They also help launch out to many other audio sites. This saves me time. Time is precious. Time to be on the podcast. Time for research. Time to be with family. And yes, time to work. Yes, we still work out there in the workforce. So become a podcaster. Use Podbean. And when you use these links, one of them, you will save money and you'll also help the Southern Fried Podcast. Thanks so much for all your support. Take care. We'll see you soon.
On here.
All right, we're back. Thank you for staying with us, and I see that I don't look like anybody left. Thank you so much. I know commercials aren't the favorite thing for you, but I look at it, gives you a chance to go to the restroom, refill your coffee or whatever your beverage is, and stretch your legs or whatever. Or if you're out there driving, it gives you a chance to get out and go in the store or whatever. So I want to talk about this last race at Phoenix. Of course, Bell. With number come in number one. We talked about that Denny Hamlin. That are you a Hamlin fan? You like Denny?
Yes, I do.
I'm not really.
I like him as a driver, not owner.
I'm not okay. I'm not really a Denny fan. I don't know why. I just never cared for him. Kyle Larson come in third. And hey, I like Larson.
I do too.
He made a mistake that hurt him hard. He's made
Yes.
it back. He's moved on. I'm not going to go back. I just think I'm glad that he's came along. And there's that Josh Berry, number 21, number 4. That's he started fourth, didn't fourth. Good for him. Chris Buescher, he's done pretty well this start
Yeah.
this year.
Oh yes, he's coming up. Out of the RFK stable, Chris Buescher's the only one that's really showed what's going on.
Yeah, and he's another one that's good at road courses.
Oh yes.
He's very talented that way. William Byron, again, staying near the top as well. Of course, got a win. Alex Bowman, he's okay. Kyle Busch, there's your favorite driver right now.
I like Kyle.
You like Kyle?
But I'm not no fan, but long shot.
You like Kyle? Well, some people hate him.
Oh yeah. He's one. It's good to hate. Every sport's got a villain.
He's the bad boy. He's softened over the years.
Him and Denny Hamlin is two of the most hated ones in racing.
I used to work with a guy, and he was a huge Dale Earnhardt fan, and Dale Jr. He couldn't stand him. He would be just red-faced talking about his interviews and stuff. He said, that guy's a jerk. He's a smart aleck. He's cocky. He's got too much ego. All that's true.
True.
But heck of a driver.
But he could back it up, too.
He could back it up. Let's go here. Let's do a few more. Zane Smith. Another good younger driver.
He's coming up in the ranks.
I like him. There's your boy Chase. He got the top 10.
Yes.
Finished 10th. He'll rise to the top.
Oh, he will. Give
gonna-
him a chance.
I like Chase. I mean, I do. I'm not a Chevy fan, but I like Chase. Ross Chastain, 11th. Austin Dillon, that Bass Pro Shops, he got in there at number 12, and then Joey Logano at 13. John Hunter Nemechek, nice finish, another young driver. 14. Ryan Preece, 15th. Todd Dillon, 16th. Todd Gillen, 17th. Eric Jones, 18th. And there's Cindric, Mr. Bad,
Yeah.
19th. Tyler Reddick, a little lower for him.
Yes.
He's usually near the top.
Yeah,
and he hasn't got into that circle yet. He'll do it though. Here's another driver that's really not really put it together yet this year. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Not usually where you usually see him.
No, it ain't.
You like him, Stenhouse?
I can't keep my finger on him.
Old Ricky. The Dinger, AJ Allmendinger. 22nd, Daniel Suarez. Another good race, road race
Oh,
driver.
yes.
23rd, Cody Ware. 24th, Ty Gibbs. Struggle so far.
Oh, yeah.
Ty Gibbs, it's a struggle. Number 25, Noah Gregson. 26, Michael McDowell. 27, Ryan Blaney. 28, Bubba Wallace didn't do good in this one, but 29th. And the lady, Catherine Legge, she had a couple of missteps,
Yeah.
but she's learning. And she said other drivers were really helping her. And number 30, Shane Van. He didn't finish strong in this one. He was really good at the road course. I thought he was going to win that thing. But 31st, Cole Custer, 32nd. The Brad Keselowski, 33rd. And then four more. Justin Haley, 34th. Chase Briscoe, 35th. Carson Hocevar, 36th. 37th, Raleigh Herbst. So there's your race. 3 hours, 23 minutes, man. That's pretty fast.
It is fast.
It's under 4 hours. And I think that's what NASCAR wants, is to get that thing under 4 hours.
They're trying to. They're trying to cut down the mileage on the races.
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job. You're going to give us the rundown on which race?
This is on COTA.
Okay.
Christopher Bell won, of course.
Yeah, Christopher Bell.
William Byron was second. Tyler Reddick was third. My boy, Chase Elliott, he was fourth. Fifth was Kyle Busch. Sixth was Shane Van Gisbergen. Now, that's a kid that's coming up.
Yeah. I like him. I like him.
Seventh was Chris Buescher.
Get another young driver, like we said.
Eighth was Noah Gregson. Ninth was Alex Bowman. 10th was Todd Gilliland. 11th was Michael McDowell. I can't talk.
You're fine.
12 was Ross Chastain. 13 was Colson Harsevar. 14th was Chase Briscoe. 15th was Brad Keselowski. I can say his name.
Well, you know, that's Brad. We just say Brad, everybody knows what we're talking about.
Right. 16th was Justin Haley. 17th was Riley Herbst. 18th was Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 19th was Ryan Blaney. 20th was Bubba Wallace.
Oh, Bubba.
Bubba. 21st was the bad boy, Denny Hamlin. 22nd was John Hunter Nemechek. 23rd was Cole Custer.
You like John Hunter Nemechek?
He's not showed me nothing yet.
You know, his dad was a good race car driver.
Yeah, his
Great.
dad was good.
He was good. So I kind of thought he might show more, but
He's not showed me nothing yet.
not yet. Not yet.
23rd was Cole Custer. 24th was the other bad boy, Joey Logano.
Called him a bad boy.
22nd was Austin Cindric. 26th was Josh Berry. 27th was Eric Jones. 28th was Ty Dillon. 29th was Zane Smith. 30th was AJ Allmendinger. 31st was Cody Ware. 32nd was Kyle Larson. 33rd was Ryan Preece. 34th was Ty Gibbs. 35th was Austin Dillon. 36th was Daniel Suarez. 37th was Connor Zittich.
Yeah, there you go. I remember the days when they used to run over 40 drivers. You know, you don't see that like you used to. They used to be 42, 43
Right.
drivers out there on the track. So we move on, and where we going next? What racetrack we going to
Las
next?
Vegas. Sin City.
Las Vegas, Sin City. So what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, we'll see.
We'll find out. But I doubt it.
Do you know? I'm asking cold here. Do you know the start time on that one? I don't remember.
3:30.
3:30. Okay, thank you. So 3:30 Las Vegas. Of course, it would be later because it's Las Vegas. So,
Right. 3:30 for us.
Yeah, 3:30 for us.
1:30 for them.
And looking forward to that, man. Looking forward to that's a good track. I like that track.
Yeah, that's now we're going into the real tracks now. The mile and a half tracks, short
Yeah.
tracks.
Yeah. What's your favorite super speedway?
Talladega.
Yeah, I'd have to say it's a tie for me between that and Daytona. What about mid-sized track?
Bristol.
Yeah, well, that could be short track too.
Right.
I like Kentucky. I like Kentucky.
Kentucky, I tried to go there, but it ran just south.
Yeah, we'll have to go to a race, man. We'll have to go to a race, and we'll do a recording after post race.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great.
Yes, it would.
Maybe it'd be Bristol. Who knows?
Hey, why not?
Looking forward to the rest of the season. It's exciting. Hopefully, we won't get sick anymore, and we'll be able to come live each week. Now, our days bounce a little bit because Dean has a rotating schedule, so it'll be Tuesday or Thursday, but we will announce ahead of time. And this is our first time live with this show, so we recorded the last time, and to get us used to working together, and Dean, he's never done podcasts before. So.
This is my second time now.
And he says, hey, I like this. He's excited. He's
Yes.
getting into it. If you don't, hey, Jake. Jake's a big friend of podcast. He's helping us out with our Twitch account, and he has his own podcast as well. He was in here last night. We did wrestling last night.
Oh, okay.
I
I like that too.
You like wrestling?
Yes.
Who's your wrestler?
Roman Reigns,
Okay. What about all time? Like you go back,
Hogan.
Hogan. Okay. We had differences of opinion last night about who was better or who was the biggest wrestler of all time. That's out there though. If you want to go watch that, that's out there. But Jake, thanks for being here, Jake. We appreciate you coming in. I did get your invite when you sent that, brother, but at the time I couldn't come in. So appreciate the invite to your show. But he actually helped us get our song for the podcast, and we love it. We've actually got 2 or 3 songs, but that was great. He's talking wrestling now. But we're excited about the season. We're going to be here all race season and future race seasons. We're thinking long run. There's going to be a lot of things pop up. Eventually, you're going to see some pictures and stuff we'll introduce. We're just trying to get things going, but you'll start to see some of that stuff, and maybe even a video or 2 as we get into the race season. We're just race fans. We're not here to try to be experts on anything, although Dean is much more knowledgeable than I am. I'm old and forget stuff, but we are here to just talk about racing and bring your people welcome to bring their opinions.
That's right.
Because if there's one thing about race fans, they're opinionated.
That's right. Everybody's got opinions. Everybody,
Yeah. Race fans don't have a bit of problem telling you how they feel. You remember, I don't know, back in the day when Earnhardt raced, if he wrecked out like 3/4 of the place left,
Oh, yes.
they'd stand up like, oh.
Yes.
They'd just do like that and walk out. They wouldn't even watch the rest of the race. Do you think a lot of people do that if their race car driver wrecks? They beat the traffic and get out?
I think they do.
I
think they do.
There wasn't as much team stuff back in the day. That come along later. And I wonder if people will stay and root the team on, or if they still just like, my driver's gone, I'm out of here. So it's kind of like being at other sporting events. Your team's getting blown out. You're like, you know what? That's a long walk to the car. We could beat that traffic on the get in the interstate and get home.
I heard people do that.
It's tempting.
Yes, it would be. But you spend that money, why not stay for the whole thing?
That's right. I don't know. I haven't looked lately what the cost of the tickets are at different racetracks. I know there's different prices, but it's not cheap.
No, it ain't cheap.
It's not cheap. It's amazing how many people are into, collecting of any kind of thing, but in any sport. But the cars, the jackets, the jerseys, the hats, all that stuff that people wear. NASCAR has done as good or better than anybody with marketing their drivers. And I'll say something else that NASCAR does. They constantly change the colors a little bit.
Yes.
Put special colors out.
Yes.
So people will buy those cars and stuff. Do you have any of the cars, little Matchbox cars?
Yes.
A lot or just a few?
I have a lot. I'm a big collector.
Big collector. What's your favorite one that you got, if you had to think? Like you say, that's the one that's up in the center on the shelf. That's the one.
I'm not just about Dale Earnhardt cars.
Okay.
I'd have to say,
Yeah. Programs, those are always important to buy program. Of course, autographs. Did you ever get autographs?
Yes.
So you got autographs up?
Richard Petty, Kyle Petty,
Oh.
Mark Martin.
Oh, I like me some Mark Martin, man.
I like Mark the Kid Martin. He was a great driver.
Yeah, good guy. I was a Petty fan growing up. Anybody else? You got autographs?
Not race car drivers, no.
Okay. Oh, you got autographs of other people?
Yeah.
Who you got?
Remember the wrestler Terry Gordy?
Oh, yeah.
I got his autograph.
I met him once. I didn't get his autograph, though. Dadgummit.
I got Ric Flair's autograph.
My wrestling fans in here, experts in here last night said it was not cool to ask for autographs. So I thought, well, I'm not a wrestler, so I guess that's among the wrestlers. But as a fan, I'm getting me an autograph.
I would too. I got Ric Flair's autograph. So, the Nature Boy.
The Nature Boy.
I read what you wrote there.
Yeah. Well, it don't matter if it's racing. We'll put up anything. Jake says this. Ric Flair was the original Nature Boy. Okay, the original Nature Boy. Nature Boy.
The Four Horsemen.
The Four Horsemen. Was you a fan of the what are they called? We were talking about them last night. Bushwhackers.
I didn't like them. I didn't like them.
The Bushwhackers. Yeah. That's funny. We had a lot of pictures that we put up last night, and we ended with what I think is the most iconic picture with Hulk Hogan lifting up Andre the Giant. So that was an amazing moment when he muscled him up, and of course Andre was real sick. But we're here to talk racing, SFP Racing Hour, and we're just about to come to the end of this one. Thanks for being here. We got a lot of folks in here, so I think we got some race fans. Please come in and chat. We welcome it. This is our first live, and we will be back next week, Lord willing. Next week it'll be on Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dave and Dean will be here for the Southern Fried Racing Hour, and you're going to see some new things come in. Behind the scenes, there's new things happen this week, but you'll be able to see some new things next week in the program. So,
Next week is post-race Las Vegas.
yeah.
Who's your pick for Vegas?
I'm not sure yet, man. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna have to look at that. That track's, they redid that track, and the tires are a little different, man. There's things going on. I'm just not sure yet who I would.
I gotta go for Chase Elliott, but I think Craig Bell will make it their fourth one.
Well, we'll see. I'll make my pick before the race, though. I'll text you. I'll make my pick, and I'll announce it, and so you can verify, that I didn't go, hey, that was my pick. You'll be able to say, okay, yeah, he said that. So
Yeah, I will.
racing's fun, and remember, as it says under my name, rubbing is racing.
That's right.
And we appreciate you being a part of Southern Fried Race Hour, and let's get it together this year and talk about a lot of things, and we'll get into some other things. Your favorite color car scheme that they have. Some of them look really good. What about this one, real quick before we get off the air? They're sponsored by the what is that? I just went blank. The not alligator, Bigfoot. Is it what is it called? I just went blank. That's what happens when you're live and you say something, and but it's a .com that they've got. That's a pretty neat looking car. I
know what you're talking about. I just can't think of it.
I can't either. If somebody knows it, throw it in the chat real quick. But I do like the color scheme. A lot of this color scheme.
I do too.
Some of them I don't. I never cared for much. Some of them look better under the lights. Some of them look better at different times. But before they get all rubbed up and banged up and everything else, that's pretty neat. You like Michael Waltrip running around that little pre-show? That's pretty cool. And he's running through talking to people.
Yeah, the grid walk.
Yeah, I was never a fan of him as a
I
driver,
wouldn't either.
but I do think he does good at that.
He does do good with it.
Do you like the Fox crew, announcing crew?
Yes, I do.
So you're a fan?
Yes.
They seem like they're pretty funny. I mean, they're knowledgeable. Kevin
Harvick, Matt Joey, and Clint Bowyer.
Clint Bowyer. I was never a fan of Bowyer either as a driver, but he's pretty good at the booth, I'll have to say. But the fan experience is really big with racing, and they do a good job of getting out and talking to fans and stuff like that. And I want to end on this. And I don't care who it makes mad. To me, it's not. I don't think any race fan could be mad. I really enjoyed the prayer that Riley Gaines prayed before the race, and I like that NASCAR does that. They're very conservative still,
I like that.
even though NASCAR's changed some. There's still that conservatism. They still pray before the race, and her prayer was as MAGA as you could get, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and she's fighting for things that are very important, and I'm glad that they didn't not let that stop them from putting her up there. And I think it helped them. I think it's important, and I like that President Trump has showed up to a race.
I do too.
I like that. I think that's cool. All the haters out there that was talking about how much it costs for him to be there, come on. There's costs with going everywhere. He's not supposed to sit on the beach like Joe all the time. Oops, I got political. It's okay. Southern Fried Racing Hour. It is still the Southern Fried Podcast. So, hey, Dean, I've enjoyed it.
I have to.
Yeah, man. my new co-host. I'm excited.
I am too.
We're going to build on this. Southern Fried is growing all the time, and it's because of you, the fans.
Think about this. Maybe next year, Dodge is coming in.
Oh, I like that now.
Another company coming in. So
I like
think about that.
We'll talk about that next week. I like it.
That's a final thought for the day.
A final thought for the day. All right, we'll see you soon. We always give a salute on the podcast. There's going to be some music playing for a minute and a few of our ads. Feel free to stay in and listen to these songs. And we'll see you soon. Let me get set up here for it. And we thank you for being here. It's been a good crowd in here tonight, and we appreciate that very much. We'll see you.
Yes, Robert and Dave, y'all. Southern Fried, talking wide, live shows, we keep it tight. SFP, bring the heat, every day and every night. We talk Southern things, boots and rings, front porch rocking while the rooster sang. From the morning prayer to the evening chat, if you ain't tuned in, where you at? We keep it real, we keep it right. Southern folks talking all day and night. Wake up early with that morning funny, coffee in hand, skies kinda sunny. Dave in the AM, talking about the day, Mag a minute, devotion, hey, we don't play. Mondays, mama says she's speaking wise. Hump day news, y'all better recognize. Fridays, prayer live, hands to the sky. Sunday morning, in the word testify. We talk Southern things, boots and rings, front porch rocking while the rooster sing. From the morning prayer to the evening chat, if you ain't tuned in, where you at? We keep it real, we keep it right. Southern folks talking all day and night. Tuesday night, it's night talk deep. Dave's got stories that'll cut you deep. Front porch talking past the tea. Gossip about town and who's who see. Veteran of the week, salute and stand. Pets of the week, yeah, we love that clan. Recorded talks from crime to ghosts. We cover it all, yeah, we do the most. So hit that link, don't miss a beat. SFP's where the South folks meet. Laughter, prayer, or tales so bold. Southern humor with a heart of gold. We talk Southern things, boots and rings, front porch rocking while the rooster sang. From the morning prayer to the evening chat, if you ain't tuned in, where you at? We keep it real, we keep it right. Southern folks talking all day and night.
Steve, when she finds out what you said, you're going to be wheezing, all right? Miss Elizabeth, Steve said, so 2% milk and store-bought cornbread then. All right, I guess I'll try it.
I still didn't hear you, Rob. I lost you.
He said, so
Dave said something
2%
about
milk.
2% milk.
Yes. He said, so 2% milk and store-bought cornbread then. I guess I'll try it.
Oh my gosh. Steve said that.
Steve said that. Celtic Blacksmith.
Steve. You might go to hell. No. No. Oh my heavens. Oh, that hurts my heart. No, Steve, no.
Why you got to give me a flag? Can't you just let it be? Mama said there would be days like this when Dave and Rob start the show. There is bound to be some good times had by those who remember what Mama said. Mama said is the name of the game, and what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFP studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music, because Mama said is the name of the game. On Monday nights, sure we know what to do and what to say, because we love our mamas, and that's the fact, Jack. Mama said is the name of the game, and what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFP studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music, because Mama said is the name of the game. Mama said is the name of the game, and what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFP studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music, because Mama said is the name